Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the PlayStation Universe Unnamed Anime Podcast that we have going on after things. Man, I'm so good at intros. But you know who's also good at intros? Tim. No news. It's good news.
No news is good news.
I don't know.
Yes.
I like this.
Burn it with fire?
Burn it with fire. How are you doing, Tim?
I'm doing. How is you?
Not too bad. I've been watching that thing that I was given to watch. It was interesting. I can't wait to talk about it.
Did you actually remember what it was this time?
Yeah, rowdy sumo wrestler Matt that word.
That thing.
And we've got a Garri with us this week.
You have a Garri. He's hiding in a corner like a gremlin.
Just like me. See,
that was the Garri in the corner.
I'm always going to tell you this. I always hated that do not feed after midnight thing because it's midnight somewhere. Why does it have to be that specific time? Let's say it's midnight and you feed it at 1 a.m. but you cross the border. Does that count?
Well, I don't even know what you're talking about, man.
Well, what if you fly it around the world?
Yeah.
Does it then is it then midnight that time zone, or does it become midnight to where you bought it or where you live, or what's going on?
Does it get jet lag?
Well, of course it gets jet lag.
I mean, and also, what time specific does it mean? Like, because any time is technically after midnight. Because it's after midnight. It's the next day. Does it mean the hour? Midnight. Anyway, we're going too much into this.
Mind blown.
We're going?
I'm going too much into this.
That's what Bens do.
And we've got a Klauss with us this week. Hey, Klauss. Thanks for joining us always.
As always, thank you for having me.
Klauss from Phoenix Down Radio, correct?
Well, yeah, you're on it with me. Every other Saturday night at twitch.tv/Phoenix Down Radio.
Yay.
Or at phoenixdownradio.com.
Yeah. And we've got, because we've missed him, and it's nice to have him on the anime podcast because he actually wanted to be on, and we're sorry you've only just made it. Alfonso, our super fan and super guy. He's awesome.
Even though I'm super late to the new anime podcast, it's good to be on.
It's okay. It's so new we haven't named it yet.
Podcast.
We haven't even named it yet. To be fair, we also finished the Dragon Ball podcast and still didn't name that, so... Welcome to the show, man. It's good to have you on.
It's good to be on.
Now, I want to cover a few things in this episode. I've been playing... Well, I'm going to go over my bit first, I think, because I'm a selfish whore.
No way.
I know. I'm shocked. I've been playing a mobile game recently on my phone called Dragon Ball Legends. It's a free-to-play fighting card game thing. Basically, you'll fight with your characters when it has the animations, but your attacks are based on the cards you play. You've got strike cards, key cards, blast cards, and ability cards. Each character has different abilities. You can train them. It's a really fun game. Because it's out, it's soft launched on Android. So sorry if you're iOS user, you're going to have to wait for a bit. Soft launched in Australia, Austria, and Canada. But of course, it's Android, so there's always, ways. You train your characters by either fighting the missions or sending them out for training missions. The training missions, you can get the item from doing adventures. To get adventures, you've got to do PvPs or story missions. But yeah, they take about 30 minutes. And then when you go online, you'll fight against other people, which can be quite laggy. Or right now, there's actually bots that are higher level than you can actually get in the game, which is ridiculous. And I've beaten them, but still, it's ridiculous. So yeah, anyone got any questions about Dragon Ball Legends? I'm going to take the definitely silence as no.
Is it?
Why?
How would you rate it alongside Dokkan? Is it a game that, I guess my question, it's a bad question, but...
It's a fun game, but right now it's lacking single player. Really? I know it's just launched, but even for a launch game, it feels like it's lacking. Because you've only got 10 story missions, and you've only got an event. You've got an event, but you can only do the event 5 times a day, and there's no way to refresh that at all. You can't spend real money, you can't spend currencies. You're capped at 5 per day. So if you want to do the event over and over again, you can't do that.
Well, I suppose if it's in kind of a beta stage, they don't want people to get too far ahead.
Well, it's soft released. Basically, it gets released in those countries. So, but yeah, I guess that's why, but it just feels like the story's limited. I hope that once it gets released, I'm wrong and the story gets expanded, but right now, 10 missions is nothing. Especially as the beta had more content. The beta had hard missions and extreme missions. The release doesn't even have those. So, but yeah, with Dokkan, I don't know. As I said, the content's limited, so Dokkan is still better in my opinion because you've got stuff to do. With this, you can literally log in, send your characters for adventures, log out for half an hour, log back in half an hour later, pick them all up, send them out for adventure, then send them off to train, log off, come back later. You don't really have to play anything. Because there's no point grinding.
That's kind of dull. At least right now.
But if you there is some rewards, like, if you reach level 20, which I'm 12 right now, you'll get a free Goku. And he's not bad. But they're also going to be selling him for real monies. So, if you want him faster, you can buy him.
Oh, God.
How predictable.
Yeah. I don't know
When
the
does that
price,
happen?
but it's you get 1,000 crystals, which is enough for a multi-summon, and you get a Goku. So, which I guess isn't too bad of a deal if the price is done okay.
Well, if it's anything like Dokkan, it's probably going to be like $30.
Well, this isn't by the same company, this is by Dimps, so...
We'll see what happens.
There's also another thing that you'll be able to purchase where you can get crystals every day. Oh, and another thing I like is where you can change your login bonus. When you log in, you get options for crystals, which you use like the hidden potential system to boost your stats, training items, or the paid currency. So you can pick which one you want for the next day. Every day. So, you only get 10, but every day you get a free, not a free summon, but a cheap summon. Basically, a normal summon is 100 crystals. Every day you can summon for 20.
I wonder how long they'll keep that.
Looks like it's a permanent thing, so...
Oh.
Because you can't multi for 20, you can only do the 120. So... But yeah, so far, if you like if you like Dragon Ball games, it's definitely a game to give it a try. The card art is beautiful, the graphics are really good, and the gameplay is decent if you don't get frustrated at the dodging mechanics. And I do sometimes, and I get pissed off. I'm like, why don't you dodge? Which is ironic when you're playing as Piccolo if you watch Team 4-Star. I'm like swiping, it's like, dodge Piccolo, dodge! Why won't you just dodge? But yeah, I think that's enough about the Dragon Ball game. It'll be coming out soon. I've heard June 12th is the main worldwide release. But as I said, it's Australia, Austria, and Canada right now. So yeah, if you want it, there is ways to download it. And you do not need a VPN anymore to download it. There is a file to download. But I'm not saying how or where, but there is a way. So, I'm going to go quickly over to Boruto because I watched that today as well. I watched everything.
You did catch up on it, huh?
Yeah, I did. That was interesting. I'll let you talk a bit.
All right. So they are in the middle. Like I said last week, they're still in the middle of the tune-in exams. They are on round 2. The teams that are remaining, there are 8 of them, and they basically go 3v3. There are 4 matches that are happening. And it's basically a capture/defend the flag scenario. Let's see. I'm trying to remember who goes up against who.
If I'm right, it was Metal Lee that rock guy and that person I can always forget.
Denki?
Son.
What's that?
Sorry, what was...
Tim?
Wait, wasn't Metal Lee fighting Gara's son?
Yeah.
Adopted son?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So it was that team from the Leaf versus the team from the Hidden Sand Village, and it appears that Gaara's adoptive son has a jutsu similar to Gaara, where he can control. It seemed like a sand type particle that he's wearing as a cloak.
It looks to me like it's an It's like a magnetic release, because I think he's controlling like.
Yeah, they almost look like metallic flakes or something like that.
Iron
metal
shavings?
sand.
Iron
Something
shavings?
like that. I mean, it's similar in the fact that Gaara was controlling sand.
Yeah.
But this stuff is black. So
remember, his father controlled gold.
okay, so they all have.
Yeah.
So
I wish I could control gold.
right, control it right into my pocket.
That's why the village was rich, because he could create gold as well as control it. So that's why the sand was wealthy while his father was in control.
I would make my own Goldar.
Make your Goldar grow?
Oh, Garri.
I'll make your Goldar grow.
Oh my! I didn't think this was that kind of podcast.
Oh, I should never came back. This is getting too weird now.
You didn't know that after last week?
You haven't listened to the anime podcast, right, Chris? Right, Alfonso? Sorry, I was thinking of Chris because
I listened to all of them. I listened to all of them.
So
And
you should
each
know how
one,
bad this
after
gets.
each week got weirder and weirder.
Just
yeah.
like real
Wait,
anime.
Chris.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, Metal Lee's team couldn't stand up to that, and they were taken down.
They put up a better fight than I thought they would, though.
Oh yes, they fought hard. But unfortunately, actually, Metal Lee was able to stand up quite a bit to Gaara's son. Have they given him a name? I don't remember it.
Shinky, isn't it?
That seems right. We'll call him. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
I'll have to make sure to look it up. Shinky.
Shinky.
Kinky. We'll have to remember that. Shinky it rhymes with kinky.
Kinky Gauge.
Metal Lee put up a pretty decent fight against Shinky, and but like I said, it was just too much for him. Because it seems like Metal Lee still kind of follows after his father, where he has issues with ninjutsu.
He seems to be worse than his father, really, because even his father had the gates by then, at least.
Well, I don't know. They were kind of working on the gates after he became a Genin, though.
I thought he used it against Gaara. In the only one or two, but I'm sure he used it.
He did, but he only used up to 4.
Yeah, but that's still.
Yeah, he only used up to the 4th gate.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if Rock Lee is just holding back on that because he knows how dangerous it can be.
Rock Lee's the best.
Yeah.
I like broccoli as well. Yes. Oh, Rock Lee. Oh, okay. No, yeah, but I'm just wondering if he's holding it back just because he's being a protective father and doesn't want his son to get injured. Because opening up those gates is very dangerous and it's detrimental. It caused Rock Lee a lot of major injuries from doing that.
But who's the mother? It's like it's like the Rock Lee family just spawns a kid, because Rock Lee looks so much like Mike Guy. Metal Lee is obviously Rock Lee's kid. Do they just one day, halfway through training exercise, just pop out a baby? 1 squat, 2 squat, 3 squat, 4 squat, 5 squat, 6 Metal Lee.
Isn't Lee married to Tenten?
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't remember.
I mean, that
We're
would
bad
make
at
sense
this.
with the name as well, because Metal, because she likes ninja tools.
It's the bee virus back again. Oh.
Well, we always have the power of the internet.
Yeah, it's called Google, not Bing. We can use that.
Here, let me Google that for you.
No, Yahoo it instead.
I love how when
Ew.
I put Metal Lee, the first thing comes up is mother. Then the Metal Lee mother, parents, Rock Lee. Okay. I don't think that's his mother.
So apparently they haven't necessarily shown it quite yet.
No.
Even though Tenten is in the anime,
He's the only one that hasn't got a mother yet, apart from
So,
Mitsuki. But, that's probably just Orochimaru being his mum and dad. Because it's Orochimaru.
What?
So the Lee family is apparently they produce asexually.
Yeah.
Confirmed.
Makes sense.
All
What's
right.
that?
After the cartoon I watched, everything makes sense.
What's the fun in that?
I don't remember what they didn't really show much on the other two battles, did they?
No, they didn't. They'd sort of show them lose. That was about it.
Yep.
I was disappointed on What's Her Face losing. The one with that summon that she has.
Oh yeah, because there were 4 teams from the Hidden Leaf, and 2 of them went on.
Yeah.
Shika Ino Cho, that group went on. They beat the triplets. No,
they beat
The triplets.
the triplets were against Bork. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Remembering who did the. They went up against the one for causing the problems in the restaurant the week before.
Team.
Yes. And
we'll
then
go with generic team.
And then Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki went up against the triplets.
Yeah.
And it seemed to be an interesting matchup. Both the Mitsuki and Sarada were going after the flag with Boruto in the back, guarding the flag with his shadow clones.
Yeah.
All 3 of the triplets come up against him, and apparently they can also summon shadow clones.
That's fun.
Well, to
So
be
it
fair,
was-
it wasn't exactly. It's a basic ninjutsu, isn't it? Really.
No, shadow clone is not.
Well, no, they
Normal
teach,
clones
yeah,
are.
they teach normal clones. I wouldn't be
Yes, but-
surprised if these were like, yeah.
Shadow clones are a lot more advanced. Those actually are where they split off a bit of your
But they didn't
your
really seem to show any actual ninjutsus. They just attacked. At least I don't remember any ninjutsus being shown off.
yeah, because when Boruto was getting his clones smashed, it's sad he ended up resorting right to that ninja tool.
Yeah.
And started using ninjutsu that he had no idea how to perform. And I thought he was going to get called out on it, but apparently the fact that he is Naruto's son still has everybody a little blinded.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, he used water jutsu with no water around, with no signs. He must be the Hokage's son.
Right?
Even though...
Talk about plot armor. Because 10-10 was proctoring this.
I really think Naruto got out at the end already. Because the way, I don't know, you know how he is with fist bumps, and the fact that he refused to fist bump and bumped his chest, I bet he's thought of something's gone on.
I'm hoping they're catching on with that, because he's really bad at hiding that thing, isn't he?
Yeah, he's literally holding his arm the entire... No, don't look here, Dad.
Don't look this way. There's
Don't
nothing
look.
to see here.
Don't look where I'm holding for some reason while I'm sat on bed. No, don't look at this bit where I'm holding. No, I won't raise my hand. No, I won't do my usual thing that I normally do every time we meet for some reason now. I'll just sit here suspiciously holding my arm.
But it's definitely going to be something else when they get into the one-on-one tournament in the next episode.
Oh, yeah.
So we now have 12 Genin going up into the tournament format. So it should be a bunch of one-on-one matches, I believe, is what we're going to have next week. Similar to what we had in the last Genin or Chunin exams.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping, beyond hope, that they either he uses it and gets disqualified, and either uses that as fuel to train harder, or B, realizes that this thing is just helping him become more mediocre than before, and it's not his power, but and it fuels him on to actually reach deep down and do his best, because Boruto's a smart kid. He's very talented. He just he skated by too easily in school, and I think that's what's holding him back. He never had a challenge.
He's a genius. That's the problem.
Yep. He was
Plus,
never
he's
challenged.
Plus, he has a lot of luck on his side,
yeah.
more than Naruto did.
I don't know. Naruto is pretty damn lucky. But Naruto was also extremely determined. He wouldn't let those little things get him down. I mean, he picked himself right back up and threw himself face first back into that adversity. I mean, he earned everything that he got. I mean, there was a lot of luck on his side, and then the fact that the people that he worked with ended up, being spurred on by his diligence, and that's what got him where he's at today. Boruto has not encountered any of that, and basically is an entitled little punk.
And I want to smack him one. I mean,
right?
Poor guy.
Poor me.
But yeah, I like, and the Sasuke side plot went somewhere. Not really.
Well, I'm betting we're going to start seeing more.
Oh yeah.
Because there's going to be time where he's going to be working with Boruto, and I think he's going to get caught with that scientific tool as he's trying to go into the next battle.
Oh yeah.
This is just my prediction. He's going to somehow get through the match, and then Sasuke is going to pull him aside and say, hey, you're going to get through this. You need to do it under your own power. I'm hoping that we get something like that, and he doesn't end up skating through to the finals with the help of that stupid thing. But there's something else going on. Did you notice that one of the show that was watching over, during the second stage, reported back to that scientist?
Well, yeah, he's got a few of them there, hasn't he? Under his payroll.
I mean, that's got you wondering. I mean, there's got to be some sort of ulterior motive going on there.
Well, no, he just wants video footage to advertise his product.
I don't know if it's that simple. I'm sensing something more nefarious coming up.
He seems a bit too dumb. Well, not stupid, but you know what I mean. He seems too naive to be actually going after something like that. I really think he's just trying to get cool footage so that he can make his new product look amazing. Because he's not
and
legally...
prove it to Naruto that it actually, that people who are not, perfected in ninjutsu can actually use this without actually training.
Yeah.
Because, he was disappointed that Naruto shot him down. So, yeah.
I mean, every one will come with a manual, probably. Please insert jutsu here, and then press button and go, yay, I cheat.
Yatta!
Yatta! Dabayo! So yeah, Alfonso, you got anything else you'd like to say about the Boruto episode?
No, just that it's similar to the movie, and the only reason why I watch it is because you go from an hour and something minute movie to a 30-minute episode. So I just want to see what they cut out or what they left, but it's pretty similar. So
see, the movie
really
does exist, and I wasn't dreaming it up.
No, I did see that the movie does exist. I have not seen it though.
Thank God.
And I'm glad that I haven't.
I'm just happy I didn't dream it up.
You won't be disappointed, but you like, all right, you've seen this already, and you just want it to end like after the whole shooting exam. You would like to end, 'cause that's basically what the whole movie's about.
Okay,
anyway, so
yeah.
So the movie takes place. It's like the movie is this arc.
Yep, this arc.
Yeah. The whole thing with Sasuke finding the scroll and what's that girl's name? Oh boy, the mother of chakra. I forgot her name.
Kaguya.
Kaguya.
And Kaguya and all that, and the tunings, and that's all in that movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I might pick it up eventually, but I'm gonna hold off for now until we get through this arc in the anime series.
I saw it at the cinema with a friend, so I travelled all the way to Leeds. I travelled 2.5 hours to go see it. It was fun. I will do that. I will do that again for Dragon Ball in December. Only I plan to go to London and pay for a hotel and stay overnight.
Woo! You do the thing. Anything else we want to go over with that then?
I think that's it, really. I think we're just waiting for next week's where, the fighting starts again. And we're like, yay!
Fight!
Here comes a new challenger. Do, 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 do.
All ready for this?
So I think we should go over to our other anime that we talk about every week, My Hero Academia.
Boku no Hero Academia!
Yeah.
Gary, do you want to talk about this? Start this off.
About the episode?
Sure.
So last week we found out that man, I always forget their goddamn names.
Tokiyama.
Yes.
Did that
Tokiyama had lost control of his shadow quirk, and it was rampaging. It picks up right where the episode left off, where he's kind of lost control and he's telling them to run away from him because he has no control over it. We also found out that the guy with the multiple arms, we found out something cool about his quirk, which I don't know if they revealed before or not. But he's able to essentially reproduce his arms as many times as he wants, which I think is pretty cool. So if one gets cut off, he can just grow another one.
Though it takes a little bit of time, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because he hadn't regrown that one that Tokiyami had cut off.
Yes,
earlier.
yes. Yeah, so assuming, it takes time. So, yeah, so we found out, the shadow cut off one of his arms, and he explained to Midoriya that it will back. So they also kind of switched to Bakugo and their fight against the toothy cannibal guy.
His name is Moonlight.
Moonlight. Damn.
Right? I mean, it's an odd name, but...
well, it doesn't fit him at all, so...
Dancing under the moonlight.
Moonfish. I'm sorry, Moonfish.
Oh, yeah, because that makes more sense.
That's even worse. I knew it was Moon something.
Moonfish.com.
Oh, man.
.com.
Yeah, and Bakugo, being the hothead he is, comes up with a plan of just assault him until he wins, which clearly was never going to be a good option.
To be honest, that's my strategy in Final Fantasy XIV.
That's my strategy.
It's really tough. What I'm going to do is run up to it and punch it harder. You've got tips from Goku.
No.
Oh, man. But, yeah, so Midoriya was kind of left with a choice. Either he goes and tries to help Bakugo, or he tries to help, God damn it, Tokiyami?
Tokiyami.
I call him Shoto.
You call him Shoto?
Yeah, that's what they always say.
Evil
They mostly say
Birdman.
Shoto, so I say Shoto.
I just refer to them by their quirks. So the Shadow guy.
Shadow Birdman.
There you go. Everybody knows who you're talking about. So he comes up with a plan. Midoriya comes up with a plan to use his Shadow quirk to help Bakugo. And that's exactly what he did. They lure him as he chases them because he reacts to every noise that he can possibly hear. And his shadow essentially just one-shots Moonfish. If that's what they call it. Yeah, so
Basically
they use
it
him.
does.
Yeah, they catch up to Bakugo, and they essentially use him to just destroy Moonfish in one single hit, which is pretty damn.
Actually, this whole plan that Midoriya came up with was actually pretty genius.
Yeah, it really was.
Because they then use the quirks of Bakugo and now I'm having the problems with the names.
See, I'm not the only one.
Sudoku.
I just call him half and half.
Yeah, that guy. Todoroki.
Love it.
Too bad Chris isn't here to help us with the names too.
So
Bakugo and Todoroki use their quirks to create light with their flames to basically calm down the shadow.
Which was pretty cool.
That was actually it was a genius move
it really was.
for a kid who got his ass handed to him and then kicked the muscular's ass, and yeah.
Well, it kind of just goes back to Midoriya, who's always coming up with plans to win.
Midoriya's like in his
seasons. Yeah, he's always in his notebook, always in his head.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't show him in his head this time. He's
getting better at coming up with the ideas off the cuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of character growth.
Yeah, so it was a pretty interesting moment, I thought. And then, they were kind of coming up with another plan to go and protect Bakugo.
Loved that plan.
Yeah, in a way, I thought it was actually pretty cool. I think they did a really good job of focusing on Bakugo during a lot of the conversation that was happening, because the way I saw it was Bakugo realizing that, holy shit, they're after me. And to me, it seemed like there's a little bit of fear in him, finding out that they're after him.
No, to me, it just looked like he was confused.
I don't know.
Why is everyone talking about me but not at me?
I think there was some confusion, some a little bit of anger in the fact that he was feeling like he wasn't in charge of the situation or even a part of it. He was like, okay, these guys are talking about all this over my head, right in front of me, and they're not letting me input what I want to say. Well, we all know what would happen if he had his choice. He'd be saying, well, we'll just fight it.
Well, that's
blow it up.
That's essentially what he said at the end. But then, knowing Bakugo and his personality, he would have just said screw them and went off on his own. But he didn't.
I think he had a realization that, these guys are actually, they're trying to do what's best here, and they're trying to protect me. They're trying to, do what's right here, and a little bit of a resistant nation, but he kind of goes with it.
It's like, I'll go with you guys. I was like, okay.
Either way, it was definitely against his character.
What
happened. But yeah, we were also introduced to 2 more new villains, which at this point there seems to be way more than I originally thought there was going to be. And I'm hoping that they don't do the stupid thing where, here's this new villain, and he gets defeated in like 30 seconds, and then...
you're talking about the magician from Sailor Moon that turned up?
Him and the Blood Girl, too.
Oh, she was there from the beginning.
She was in the beginning.
Was she?
You saw her shown there a little bit. And actually, Mr. Compress, the one you're talking about, was there as well, just kind of in the background. There are a total of 10 members of the Vanguard Action Squad.
Oh, jeez. That's too many. That's too
quite
many
a few.
to care about.
But yeah, she was there.
They've taken care of quite a few of them.
Wasn't she there at the actual bar as well when they first met?
Yes. Her and Dobby.
Super creepy.
Right?
I still would.
Yeah.
But yeah,
we know you would, Ben.
Well, let's go on to those two. So, Gravity Girl and Frog Girl. Like I said, I referred to them by their quirks. And you know what I'm talking about. They ran into the Blood Girl, who uses a knife, and for some reason, she wants to collect their blood.
We haven't figured out why yet.
No, and we still don't even know where her quirk is either. So they kind of fight, but not really. They try to run away, but the Frog Girl gets captured by her hair, which is really confusing to me, by the way. But they were able to kind of essentially subdue her, but not until she got some blood from... Fine, tell me her name, the Gravity Girl.
Ochako?
Ochako, yeah. She was able to get some blood from her before Midoriya and all those other guys showed up to help them. And that's when we found out that Bakugo and the Shadow guy weren't with them. Tokiyami weren't with them. And essentially they were captured, and I'm assuming they were captured and turned into those orbs that he was carrying with. Yeah. I thought this was actually pretty cool because in my opinion, throughout the entire show, I thought Todoroki was one of the most powerful characters on the show with his shadow. And it's really cool now to see that they finally saw how powerful he is. Sure, he didn't have control of his power, but they're villains. It doesn't matter to them. But
no, I think if they hadn't been doing the training that they had been doing, it would have been a lot worse.
Oh yeah.
Because I mean, that was part of his training during this time. It was they would send him into a dark cave and make him, confront the shadow.
But the tuxedo mask from Sailor Moon still got him.
Well, it's because his quirk allows him to he basically snuck up behind them, and he, as his name says, he compressed them and captured them in those little orbs.
Little candies.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah, but I thought it was cool that they finally recognized him for his power and decided to take him as well.
Actually, no, they said that was kind of a mistake. He got him because he would have probably tried to stop the villain if he hadn't captured him. No,
but he says that he saw how powerful he was when he took down Moonfish in one shot. That's why he decided to take him too.
Yeah, he's
he's
going to use him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess.
He straight up says that he saw how powerful he was. That's why he took him.
I also remember him saying it was kind of a happy accident.
Maybe there's different subs.
Or maybe it wasn't maybe because it wasn't planned.
Yeah,
what they meant.
Yeah, because they weren't after him, but once he saw how powerful he was, he decided to take him too.
Gotcha.
Yeah, their whole plan was to just get Bakugo. So
such a stupid plan.
But he'll take the 2-for-1 sale that he got.
Yeah,
and then he's gonna bog off.
Oh, jeez. We did get to see the belly button guy as well, who shoots the little laser beam from his belly button.
You're forgetting the little bit as he's running away, and they try to catch him.
Oh, yeah, that comes up though. That happens right at the end of the episode.
But it happens before we catch up with Belly Button Man.
Yeah, we come up about the belly button guy.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. So, yeah, they chase after him to try to capture him, and of course, Midoriya comes up with another plan, and that's to pretty much use the gravity quirk and launch them like torpedoes at him while he's flying through the air.
And then to utilize the arms of Shoji to stabilize their flight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it was actually really cool.
It's a fantastic plan. Yeah. Essentially use them as catapults, but controlled catapults. So yeah, he comes up with this plan, and I mean that's essentially when it cuts to our fire guy and Twice. Is that his name? The guy who's like Deadpool.
Yes.
I think that's his name.
Yes. Dobby and Twice.
Yeah. So it cuts to them. They're kind of just walking through the forest, going to the rendezvous point once they find out that Bakugo had been captured. And we see the belly button guy, he's kind of just hiding out. And they I believe the fire guy sees him but gets distracted. Or he just ignores the fact that he's there because he knows he's so weak.
I think he wasn't going to take him out if Twice hadn't made, started commenting
Twice
that...
distracting him.
Or as I like to call him, Skullomania.
Skullomania? Oh my god.
See, it reminds me of Skullomania from Street Fighter EX.
Oh man. We did also catch up with the girl who creates the objects. Her name I always forget. It was her and another guy that are being chased by some giant green lizard man that had like
Momo.
weapons coming out of his back.
Yeah, Momo and Awase.
I didn't Google it, that's for certain.
Awase is one of the students from Class 1B. He had an interesting quirk, and they show that off a little bit in this particular interchange.
Yeah, what was it, like mend? Mold?
Weld.
Weld, okay.
Basically, what he can do is he can take any object and he can make it stick together. I mean, if you saw, he had welded his arm and her arm together so he could carry her more easily.
All I'm going to say
because she was injured.
All I'm going to say is, that's probably my quirk.
It's probably your quirk. God damn it, man.
But yeah,
no,
they're being
but-
chased by another Nomu.
Yeah, who apparently is being controlled by what's the guy's name? The fire guy.
Dabi.
Yeah, he's able to control him, and he essentially right before he kills the two of them, he stops and he just starts walking away from them because he's being recalled.
Also, it's not like a normal Nomu. It had like
Yep, they call him
Axe
Tool
arms.
Arms Nomu.
axe arms and like drill faces.
Chainsaws and
Yeah.
a whole bunch of tools.
Yeah, he was
Toolbo.
pretty intimidating looking. They're gonna have a fun time fighting that guy, I
Yep.
think.
Unless he never appears again.
Well, he's going to appear again because at the end of that, as he's walking away, Momo creates a tracking device and asks Awase to weld it to the Nomu so they can track them.
Yeah, which he does. But yeah, and at the very end of the episodes, the two of them meet up along with the Blood Girl. They're the three of the ones that have shown up. Only three of them.
I remember that we haven't seen the power of the turtle yet.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, well, he's subdued, and they don't know what the hell his quirk is.
Oh, Spinner?
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other guy. So the two cat dudes. Well, one lady and one guy. They've subdued the two guys they were fighting. But they don't really do much with them. Is the thing. All we know is that they're very loyal to Stain. Once again, which we already knew. And it's just weird that seeing Stain being brought up so prominently with these villains when he was only in like an episode and a half of the show.
Relevant villains.
He's coming back!
It's just interesting to me. Like he essentially beat himself, and then that was the end of that.
By the way, you know the Blood Lady? I know this will sound weird, but what if she has like a weird like cloning quirk? Maybe she can use the DNA from the blood to like use their abilities for a limited time.
I mean, that's possible.
Well, I don't know, because I don't know if blood is really her thing. 'Cause we just know that she has to collect the blood, but she fights with a knife, so we don't even know if she even has a quirk.
I'm sure
We just
she has a
assume
quirk.
it's a blood thing.
I don't know if it's a blood thing. With her fetish of blood, I'm going to guess it is. Fetish is probably not the right word, but that's what it seems like.
But yeah, at the end of the episode, they're sitting there talking, and then out of nowhere, Midoriya and all those guys crash down with that dude completely underneath him and just like wreck him, the magician guy. That's essentially where the episode ends.
Where they face up against Skullomania.
Skullomania. One of the cool things about the episode, though, is that one scene when they're all kind of standing and looking out in the distance, and Midoriya is like, with all of us, we might be stronger than All Might. And essentially, he's right.
And
Yes.
they all laughed.
Well, he
Man,
said
you
it
crazy.
to himself. He said it to himself, didn't he?
No, he did say it to the group.
I said it to the
Oh,
group.
he did say it. Oh, okay.
They all like slowed their head back and chuckled.
I figure it's the pain in his head talking or something.
We're stronger than All Might, guys. I mean, we've lost our arms. We've got the person that's one of our strongest people going to get kidnapped, but we're stronger.
Yeah, you said there's 10 of them, so
Yes.
that leaves what? 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 5 of them now because 5 of them are down.
Yeah, Dabi, Toga, the Blood Lady, Magne, and Spinner. And then there's Twice, Mr. Compress, and Tool Arms Nomu. Because the ones that are actually down,
Mr.
down, are
Compress says he's not a fighter, so as far as we know, he's down and out after they all crashed on him.
Yeah, the only ones that are out would be Muscular, Mustard, and Moonfish.
Moonfish.
Mustard. It's Dragon Ball all over. They're just named after condiments instead. Instead of fruits and vegetables.
I sure don't want to fight the combination moonfish and mustard.
It might taste amazing.
Jeez. But yeah, I have a feeling now that the belly button guy is going to play a pretty big role in the
he's going to
showdown.
hide in the corner. He's going to go, no.
No, they wouldn't show him if he wasn't going to do something. And I think he's going to do something that's going to help them out.
But it'll upset my tummy.
Yeah.
But it's flashy.
But it's
I just
flash.
don't like his attack. It's just, no.
It's because the way he does it, he like raises his hands, put them behind his head. Is like, oh, look at me. Probably
Whoosh.
Chris's favorite.
That's got to be Chris's favorite move.
Yeah. That's Chris's quark.
Yeah, good episode overall. I
enjoyed it.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah.
Good stuff. I'm
enjoyed
excited about it.
too, except the ending when basically I call him Mito. So when Mito and the rest like crashed right in front of Dobby and the rest, like that was a chance. All right, it was a chance for the villains to escape because I don't want all the fighting to happen all at once. But then here we go into another fight, which I'm disappointed. Wait, hold on, let me finish. Not disappointed, but I'm not happy about the moment because if y'all didn't recall, the blood girl needed 2 more types of blood and she only get 1.
Yep. So now they've got more people to fight.
Yeah, and she has an interest in Mito. If y'all caught it, how she got all blushy, and she was on top of him in the next episode. So, and Mito's already, broken. He's not at 100, so he's an easy target for her. I'm not liking that at all.
Yeah, I think that they're going to end up getting Deku's blood out of that one, and it's going to be. Then I bet you at that point we see what her quirk is, and it's going to be probably going to turn the fight a little bit for the villains.
Yeah, just seeing the villains that are there, right? The 3 of them and probably that big green Nabu character. Seeing the 3 of them against what they have on the hero side, it seems like a very uneven fight to me. I feel like the heroes, especially the half and half kid, can probably take the 3 of them by himself because he's way too fucking powerful.
He is.
Now, are they in a clearing? Are they more in a clearing again, or are they still deep in the woods?
I think they're in kind of a clearing now.
Okay, because I think the biggest thing that was holding him back from being able to use his firepower was the fact that they were in the woods and he didn't want to start a forest fire.
Well, not just him, but Bakugo as well. He didn't really.
Yeah, well, Bakugo can't really do anything in an orb.
Yeah,
so,
but trust me,
in a
they'll
Reese's
find a way
Pieces.
probably. He'll be. I bet he'll come out sometime and then get pissed off and do something and then set fire to things.
Like the entire forest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at it, you have Gravity, you have the Frog, super agile, the hand guy, clearly. Midoriya's kind of out. This is how I talk to. That's how I know them. So
you like the hand guy, huh?
I like the hand guy. Again, getting a lot of screen time, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Shoji's got quite the interesting quirk.
Yeah, I like it. They're really giving screen time, at least not to everybody that's weaker, but to some more less known or capable. Like, as far as we know, he was only used to listen to shit because he can listen to whatever the hell. But now we're seeing he can do a lot more than that.
Oh my god! I just realized who I want to fight together: the pervert versus the blood girl.
Oh my god,
that would be interesting.
The pervert.
Yeah, Minerva, the one with the grapes. He does like
just call him grapefruit.
Just grapefruit.
Mineta.
I call him Sticky. So
Minoru, Mineta. Talking about him.
Yeah.
He's got. Yeah, that'd be kind of odd, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because she'd be like fawning over people, and he'll be fawning over her. It'd be like, yeah, be interesting. It'd be the clash of crazies.
Quite the love triangle going there.
Yeah.
Oh jeez! But we also saw the Void guy who can open double support. He kind of showed up at the end as well.
Yeah.
He was there to pick them up because they'd achieved their one of their goals. So
well, I think that was pretty much their only goal.
Well, I thought they were also supposed to try and take out the heroes.
No, I think they only had 2 goals: get Bakugo and collect the blood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Of 3 of the characters.
I'm sure they might have an optional goal of take them out if you can, but not really if you can't. If you know what I mean.
Okay.
If you can kill them, then go ahead. If you can't, though, then that's not really a main mission.
Makes sense.
It's an optional side mission to get extra points.
But yeah, good episode. I really enjoyed it.
I'm liking the way this particular series is progressing.
Yeah, season 3. It started off. The first episode wasn't the greatest, but it's really picked up really fast for this season.
I'm happy they just had that season 3, episode 1 to catch things up. Now they've seemed to okay, we did that slow beginning episode so people can catch up. Now let's just go full speed.
Yeah, like I'm assuming now this whole season is just going to be this scene in the forest and what's going on here. I don't think they're going to go anywhere else.
Well, they might finish out summer camp. And then season 4 will end up going back to the next term.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm wondering when all the other guys will get to join in, or if the bandage guy is going to come in and help them too.
He's putting out fires with the little kid.
That's true, but I haven't seen a single fire in the distance yet.
Because they're putting out fires.
I think the half and half can do it a lot faster than the 2 of them can. I mean,
Probably,
did you see that big ass icicle thing he created? Took out half the forest with that thing.
Only you can freeze forest fires.
Yeah, good episode. Very
Bad
good episode.
ban.
Really enjoyed it.
Bad.
Everybody in this episode essentially worked towards their skill set. Even Midoriya, even though he has all for one, his biggest asset is his intelligence, I guess, and coming up with plans. So,
yeah, I thought it was a good
Good stuff.
episode. I think that's it for My Hero this week. It was a good episode. I can't wait to talk about next week's when it comes out. Hopefully there's no break like Dragon Ball used to do every couple oh no, a break.
I know. Right?
Well, I don't think there's any major holidays coming up this week, so
That's good. So we do a recommendation episode, thing where we recommend anime to each other. I don't know how we're going to do this exactly today because I think I'm recommending it for Garri. Tim, you'll know more.
No, the way we have it figured out is so you guys aren't recommending twice to each other. It would be you and Klauss this week, and I'll be with Garri.
I'm with
And
you,
then we'll
Klaus.
And then we'll
boy.
just go to the week 3 rotation next week.
yeah,
Like
that
normal.
should work out.
Yeah.
I mean, if we need to adjust it, we can adjust it to change it up however, but yeah. For this week, I think if we just do a cross recommendation, it'll work just fine.
Yeah.
See.
And then we'll all come up with a recommendation for Alfonso.
I have
Yeah.
a couple in mind already.
Well, I'm a host and I'm going to be a whore and go first.
Go for
So-
it.
Yay.
Because then you just watched it all and you want to be able to remember it.
No, because I just saw this and thought, well, I'll give this to someone because the picture looked cool.
Well, first we go through our animes and then
Yeah.
we do the recommendation.
From
Oh
last
yeah,
week.
animes. Last week I watched. God damn, I just got rid of the name of it now because I was looking at it, so I didn't forget the name of it. That's Rowdy Sumo Wrestler Matsu. See, I'm looking at it and I still can't say it.
Sumeru?
Matsuru. Anyway, basically, this guy is like
Matsutaro.
Matsutaru. That's it. He's like a rowdy, villager, pretty much. And eventually, a wandering sumo circus sphinx went to his town. Anyway, he got knocked out by one of them, and he got really pissed about it because he was pretty much the strongest in his village. So he then attacks that person, and then everyone then beats him really easily. And then all these professional sumo wrestlers want him as their new, model. So their new idol sort of thing, to show off for their groups, their clans. And it was, he only joins because he wants to be closer to this girl he likes so he can stalk her. That's the only reason why he accepts any of them. In fact,
that's why you accept anything in life.
It's one of the people that are offering him money, like, okay, how close are you to her? How close are you to her? Oh, you're right round the corner, I'll go with you. So, yeah.
That's only something you would do, Ben.
It would be. And I was picturing myself as this guy for a while until the fact that he seemed to be perfect at everything he did. And he was just he had no flaws for a character. Well, apart from the fact that he wasn't flawed was his flaw. I mean, he'd sometimes get his ass kicked because the fact he knew he could beat him. And he was overconfident because of it. And the problem, he didn't seem to learn, at least from what I've seen so far. I've seen 17 out of 20 episodes. And from what I've seen so far, he hasn't really learned anything still. Even after he gets his ass beat, he's like, oh, okay, I'll do it like this, and somehow he wins. But I can't remember the name of his other character, but there's this other character that I really like, the side character. He's a very shy sumo who seems to look up to the guy, even though he's a complete arsehole to him. And I kind of like his character arc more than the main characters because he's learned how to grow and become himself. Not listen to the guy too much and, fight how he wants to fight rather than trying to copy this super guy all the time. And he finally gets a win later on, which was good. He made his, father proud. So, because his father was watching. So yeah, I've definitely enjoyed it. But I'm not a big fan of the main character, and I think I'll continue with it to watch the rest of the series. And hopefully he'll stop stalking the girl.
How would you rate it then?
I'd have to give it a 7? No, 6.5. Yeah, 6.5 out of 10. I'm not a big fan of the animation style. I didn't like the main character that much. But I do want to see what happens to him. And whether he gets his ass kicked. Which isn't what you're supposed to do with a main character. You're not supposed to think, oh man, I hope he gets his ass beat. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, it is more fun when the character has some growing to do.
Yeah.
And you get to experience that with them.
He needs growing to do, but the problem is, though, he doesn't seem to be growing. He just sort of gets lucky, and the thing he was doing before suddenly still works now.
Mm.
I mean, he fails, and then suddenly, oh, I'll do it, but a little bit harder, and suddenly, oh, look, it worked.
Well, that's exactly what you do, Chili.
Yeah, but
you
I'm
go
not the main character in an anime. Or am I?
Of course you are.
The anime.
This anime we call life.
But yeah, so not a huge fan of the series, but it was not too bad. Who's next?
I can go. So last week, Garri recommended that I watch Outlaw Star.
Yes.
Now I didn't finish it yet. I've gotten through 20 episodes though. So I'm getting to where it's really starting to get good. So I will be finishing it, definitely. I just ran out of time. When I first started watching this, this came out around the same time frame, late 90s, as another really, popular anime that you may have heard of, Cowboy Bebop. As well, it also takes place a lot in space in the future. So, they're different enough, but I would definitely say there's a lot of similarities between the two. But I would call Outlaw Star kind of like the little bit older, a little bit more raunchy cousin of Cowboy Bebop.
That's why Garri liked it more.
Probably. There's a lot of those types of fighting scenes that you would see in that style of anime. I like the space combat. They have really cool ships that they call grapplers. they have these robotic arms on them that they can use for close quarters space combat, but ship to ship combat. Can you imagine spaceships, fighting each other with robot arms? It's actually kind of cool, but story goes, you've got the two mentors, Gene Starwind and Jim Hawking, who is an 11-year-old. Now, what an adult is doing with an 11-year-old boy is a little bit questionable, but apparently they have been friends for quite a while, and they work together on this little podunk planet called Sentinel-3. And they basically run into a lady who has a job for them. It's basically to be a bodyguard and help her get to a specific location. So they do that, and they're attacked by these. I forget the name of them, so I'm going to call them the Yin Yang Pirates because they've got the Yin Yang symbol on their armor and stuff. And basically, we learn that after they get to this location, they're there to get a package, which in it contains a naked robot lady. And Gene's all about that, but we discover that this robot is very important. How do I explain it right now? Her name is Melfina, and she doesn't recall anything about her creation or past. But the person that hired them, Hilda, knows exactly what she is and what she's for, though she doesn't really say any of it. She's kind of leading Gene and Jim along this crazy adventure. So they escape with Melfina, and they go out in of their next objective, which is a hidden starship that they call the XGP something or other. It is a prototype grappler spaceship that was created in conjunction as a joint project between the space military and the pirates out there for some reason. Two factions who generally don't like each other, but for some reason they worked together to create this ship. Now that seemed really weird to me as I was watching. It was like, all right, well, we'll see where this little plot device leads. Anyway, as they're trying to get away with this ship, they end up getting caught by these space pirates, and a really crazy battle ensues. And unfortunately, I'm going to spoil you guys. Hilda is lost. This happens very early on in the series, so this is all building up to the main story. Anyway, once Hilda is gone, it's just Gene and Jim and Melfina in this pretty cool ship. And there is a lot that then happens. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, though. I recommend you go watch it, though. There's a lot of really crazy things that happen. Probably the middle series of episodes, like I said, that's where the storyline reminds me a lot of Cowboy Bebop. It's progressing the entire main story, but it is a standalone arc. It's got a beginning, middle, and end on each episode, but they all kind of lead in together towards the end goal of finding what they call the cosmic ley line. Some people think there's a major treasure there. Some people, they believe it's got mystic powers, but regardless, that is the MacGuffin for this particular series. Is everyone's trying to get to this galactic ley line, and this ship and Melfina, we discover, are built for this purpose of finding it, and that's where the entire series is leading. And I can't wait to see what happens at the end. So yeah, that is Outlaw Star in a nutshell. I would give it probably an 8.5.
I love it.
It's a good series. I think I like Bebop a little bit better, but like I said, it's definitely interesting. Gene is a little bit too, what's the word I want? A little too. I can't think of the word I want here. Jim is definitely the one who holds them together, and Gene is a little bit aloof. He's kind of got a one-track mind for women and easy living, and Jim is hardworking and dedicated. And if it weren't for him, they would definitely be in trouble. If you want to compare characters across the two different series, I think they're both made by Sunrise, or were both licensed by Sunrise. Cowboy Bebop and Outlaw Star. Jim seems like the exact opposite of Ed in Bebop. You know what I mean? They're both really smart. They're both, computer hackers. But whereas Ed is the crazy, goofy one, is the more head down and work through it type of person. Would you agree to that, Gary?
Yes, I would.
So it's kind of interesting that they have those two series and how similar yet different they are. But no, it's very interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. To me, Outlaw Star just has more context than Cowboy Bebop did. So
I like it because it has more adult themes.
As a more cohesive story. Outlaw Star was just, or Cowboy Bebop was just every episode some random thing happens, and then halfway through you get some backstory as to the main focus of the story, and then you don't get anything until the very last episode. And characters die, and they do it in a way like I'm supposed to care about them, but I don't, because they've only appeared in one episode, so I don't give a shit about who they are. That's how I felt about Keyblot.
But Julia!
Nobody cares! She appeared in one episode.
Spike cares about Julia.
And I'm supposed to care about Spike, the guy who said nothing about her for the whole show? I'm sorry. To me, yeah, I'm not a big fan of Cowboy Bebop. At all.
I'm actually shocked to hear you say that.
Yeah, sorry. I like the music, but that's about it.
I mean, that was probably one of the biggest draws for me. It has an amazing score. But I think maybe I like Bebop a little bit more because it's one of the first animes that I experienced growing up. Mm-hmm. And you always have that special place in your heart for your first love, no matter how flawed it may be. That's so, true. I mean, my view of it might be definitely through rose-tinted glasses, but I mean, it still doesn't take away from the fact that it's still, one of those amazing animes that everybody should at least experience.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed Outlaw Star.
Well, I thank you for that recommendation, and I will be finishing that this week.
Yeah, baby.
I have a feeling that the storyline is going to get real interesting in the last 6 episodes.
Oh, yeah. There's some crazy stuff that happens.
In fact, I'd still be watching it if we weren't recording this right now.
All right. Tim.
I was given a recommendation by and off a whimsical Google search.
That's how I do.
I don't think this anime was what you thought it was, Ben.
Well, actually, wasn't it given to him by Neil?
I don't remember.
This one was by Neil. Yeah, because
it's Fastest Finger First, something like that.
Yeah, that was
yes.
Neil.
Yeah, that was from Neil.
This Fastest Finger First was the anime I watched, and I went in kind of expecting to hate it. I don't know. Even before I was searching for it, I just wanted to hate it, and I don't know what my whole deal was because within the first
you thought it was a porno.
Because
title.
with the way that conversation was going last week, I was just expecting it to be terrible, but within the first 10 minutes, I fell in love with the whole concept. It's really tongue-in-cheek, it's very silly, but it's also incredibly technical, and what really got me is how detailed they get into manipulating questions. But this is basically an anime about a school quiz club, that schools compete. It's kind of like, what is that? What was the equivalent we have? I can't remember off the top of my head.
Like Knowledge Bowl type of stuff?
There it is. Yeah, basically like Knowledge Bowl, but it's not so...
I knew
it's
that
not
because I was in it in school.
But it's not just like a factual thing. Like, you have to know the answers, and you have to know basic, weird, like, quizzical questions, but it's not, you have to also know the questions, and the trick is being able to answer the questions before the questions are done. Like, they have it broken down to, like, different types of questions, like parallel questions or numeric questions, yada, 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 and you can catch hints in how the questionnaire says the question. Like, you can catch a cue at a certain point, and you get just enough information to be able to reason out the rest of the question and then answer it. And it's being able to buzz it in first, and that's the trick, is understanding what the questions are, how to manipulate those types of questions. And it's very cool because you start off, like, as you would with any anime, really, with very basic structures, and you have this, like, super mind that goes against the main character, and so you get a taste of where, like, the scale that you'll meet at the end, and as you'd expect in most anime. But yeah, outside of the questionnaire stuff, the main character, Koshiyama, he's interesting enough, and I kind of related to him for a little while on a lot of things, like being that kid who just, like, preferred isolation, reading, like hanging out in the library, just doing your own thing. I really resonated with that mentality because that was basically my youth. But there was, the first episode was just everything around him in his first year in middle school. Or high school, excuse me. Everyone's just, like, pulling him into the quiz club, and it's just, everything was crazy. And, like, the main the club leader, Sasajima, is this very, like, kind of Otacon character, and he had his hands on his glasses for about 90% of the anime. So, he was kind of troped at the beginning. But what's really cool about this anime is that even though you kind of have these tropes, as at the beginning when you first notice these characters, you get to know where they're from and what they're like, and, like, the reasons that they're in this club at all, or even in the game, what they like, and just that. You get to know them, and even though they still have those mannerisms, they become more than them, and it's a really nice sense of each character. And yeah, but there's a lot of, like, tongue-in-cheek stuff that doesn't always hit, and sometimes some things are a little too, like, meh. And this anime also suffers from what many anime suffer in giving a ton of characters, just a ton. I think in the first half you have something like 7 or 8 characters, all introduced in the first episode or two. So you get bombarded at the beginning, and then they spend this time, learning about the characters. And in the second half, you get another of a similar amount, and then you don't get as much time with them because you only get hints of them, and because they end up becoming more of, like, narrative ticks to keep the main characters going and inspiring them, and being the challenges and things like that. So I definitely, I don't know, I want to say that I enjoyed this anime, and I did. I'm just saying that in its own way, but I don't know a lot of people I'd recommend it to, because it's very isolated in its audience. But there's always going to be somebody that, like, I honestly, right now, I would recommend this to Chris in a heartbeat. I know he'd like it. But yeah, all in all, it was an okay anime. I had some good time with it. I didn't really want to not watch it, which was great, and actually, Crystal was kind of watching it with me the first couple episodes, and we both looked at each other and said, "Wow, this really isn't that bad." So we both kind of just kept going, and we watched it together, and that was kind of cool too, because we haven't really watched an anime together, a new one, since I guess it's been since My Hero Academia, and that's been about I don't know, about 6-7 months. It's been a little while, so it's kind of refreshing in that right too. Yeah, I guess if we're looking at numbers, I would say 7 on 10. Yeah, that's a pretty good recommendation.
Yeah,
even though it was
liked my recommendation.
Even though it was seat of your pants.
Oh my god.
Well, that's why you liked it.
I didn't want to say anything.
Well, I guess that's
Gary?
me. Yeah. So I watched. What is it called? Agretsuko.
Agretsuko.
Agretsuko. Yes. It's a Netflix anime. It's about a little red panda lady who goes to work, hates her job, and then goes and rages about it at a karaoke machine, machines karaoke, with heavy death metal. Death metal. And if you haven't noticed, it's become kind of a massive sensation now. And for good reason, because it's probably one of the greatest things Netflix has ever done. I fell in love with the show instantly, and I binged the hell out of it all in one day. It's 10 episodes long, and each episode is like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. And yeah, she's such an adorable character, and the animations they've done for her are just so great because she's so innocent looking. She's so like happy when she wants to be, and yet everybody treats her so bad. Like, if anybody has had a job at retail or in an office building can instantly relate to her and how life sucks working in those places.
Yep.
She always gets, because she's a hard worker, she always gets all the paperwork to do. Everybody always throws all their work on her. Human resource treats her like shit. Her boss treats her like shit. But she's too nice to say or do anything about it. So she does work. She stays the late hours, all the way up into, like the next day sometimes. And the only way she can relieve her stress, because she doesn't want to yell at her bosses or anything, is to go and rage out with heavy death metal. And it's fantastic because she completely changes. She has these crazy teeth that appear, and she's screaming all the time. It's fantastic stuff.
How about when she starts yoga?
Yoga, yeah. You watched it too?
Yes, I've been watching it too. Protein!
But the protein guy is phenomenal. This big old muscular dude. I don't remember. Is he a pig? Oh, no, he's not a pig.
He's like a camel or a llama.
Yeah. And he only talks by saying protein. Like, protein. And she's like, I don't know what he's saying. Yeah, yoga was great. Every episode is great. I mean, you have all these characters in her office that you can probably relate to in real life at your job. The kiss ass that's, always sucking up to the boss and pretends to be super nice to everybody that everybody just hates. The sexist boss.
Yeah, the lackey yes man.
Yeah, the guy who's always just kissing up to the boss all the time. Yes, man. The asshole boss who's sexist and just a dick all around. Every character makes sense in that show, and you probably experience people in your real life at a job that are just like that. They nailed it so perfectly.
And the fact that they based it all on Sanri characters is hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, she befriends a couple high-powered women that work in her office. It's like, I believe it's a gorilla and an eagle is what they are.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and she befriends them, and they start going to karaoke with her.
That was fun when she was freaked out about them seeing her at karaoke.
Yeah, because she doesn't want anybody to know that she's into heavy death metal. And it really just comes out when they go to karaoke with her.
And they're like, whoa, that's amazing!
Yeah, she just freaks out about her job. And it's cool because you get to see these two powerful women and how they essentially control the CEO of the company, which was pretty damn great. I thought, at least. The CEO is an elephant, too. He's pretty cool. But yeah, I absolutely loved everything about the show. Every single thing. I mean, she's dating a guy who is also a red panda, I believe. But they call him the space cadet because he just stares off into space all the time. He's probably the dumbest character I've ever seen in a TV show. But she starts dating him, and it's kind of like one of those things where they essentially tackle relationships and the fact that she's with him just to be with somebody rather than actually liking him, because he's so dull, and they show just how dull he is. He just agrees with everything she says. He never he doesn't care anything about her. Even at one point, she shows how she's into heavy death metal. It's like, well, you're really good. And she's like, I'm really not. But this is over. You know, it's fantastic stuff. Like, I'm sad there's only 10 episodes. This show needs to have an infinite number of episodes. It's that good. Everybody should watch it. Easily 10 out of 10 for me.
It's a good one.
It really is. She's just too goddamn adorable. It's the random facial expressions that she has.
And now all the retweets from Chris on Twitter make sense.
Yep. They all make sense. Highly recommend this show. It's phenomenal. And you'll get through it in probably an hour. That. Maybe 2. It's really short, but so good.
Actually, 2.5 hours, I believe.
2.5, yes. Sorry. So good, and you'll love this character. Wait to buy all the T-shirts at Comic-Con now. So good.
Excellent.
So yeah. Ben?
Is it Tim next?
No, Tim is done, dude.
Tim went.
Oh, okay.
Where has Ben been?
I think Ben was sleeping over there.
Ben's taking a nap.
No.
And now we do. I guess we do our recommendation.
No, we do
Should we? I think we should start by trying to come up with one for Alfonso.
I like that idea.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, Fonzie, I guess a good question then would be, what services do you have?
Before I start services, what I'm currently watching right now is Boruto, My Hero Academia, Black Clover, Garri, Don't Say Nothing, and Super in English, because Zamazu's voice in English is just fantastic. And services is Netflix, Crunchyroll, and Funimation.
Okay, you got everything. All. Nice.
You should have
This
Verve.
makes it easier. Verve. You should.
Should we maybe try and get him into something a little bit older then?
I was kind of thinking that.
What would be a good one then?
Like, there's a cynical part of me that wants to just throw Fooly Cooley at him.
Oh, God damn it.
But that's amazing. That's been a recommendation though already.
Yeah, we've already
It
had
has.
And Samurai Champloo has been a recommendation, hasn't it?
Yeah, that was for Neil, but he's not here to tell us about it.
Yeah. And that was a while ago too.
We can recommend the same stuff to him.
Okay, well.
I don't see a problem with it.
Well, I mean, the thing with Fooly Cooley is that it's incredibly short.
It is, but you need to watch it more than once.
Yeah.
He's going to be so confused with that show. I already know Alfonso. Not saying you won't understand it. It's a very confusing anime.
Aces of the Diamond, another baseball game.
Oh my god.
What about like Rurouni Kenshin?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's a little longer, so I mean, you wouldn't necessarily need to watch it.
Yeah, no.
But I would say at least the first season.
How many seasons does it have?
5?
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, you wouldn't, for this, you would not have to watch the whole thing. Like, if anything, we recommend just watch it. If you at least half of a season, so like 10, 12 episodes.
Well,
And
a
if you're not
season is
feeling it
13
by then-
episodes.
Oh, it is in that one.
Yes, most of them
Okay.
are 13 episodes per season.
Okay. Well, I mean,
Are you sure?
Wait, so are we just thinking of one for him to watch, or are we just going to throw out recommendations?
Well,
he'll pick one. Like
It's only a week's time. Do you think he has time to watch?
Well, no,
we'll throw one out, and then he'll pick one of them, and he'll watch them.
Oh, true. Okay.
I like the idea of having him watch Rurouni Kenshin. That's a really good series.
I'm gonna go. Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna go with Major second because that looks like another baseball game.
Damn it.
You're just picking random ones from online search, aren't you?
Yeah.
I think Rurouni Kenshin's even on Netflix, unless they've taken it off.
No, it's still there.
Okay, because that'd be easy
But
to get to.
they only have 3 seasons on Netflix.
Well, you'd only really need it for the one to see what it's like.
Unless it's actually all the episodes, they just put them in 3 seasons. Netflix.
Now, there's 66 episodes.
Let's see.
Let's see, since Netflix.
No, I'm not adding my phone number.
Yeah, Netflix only has 27 episodes.
But it does have at least the first season?
Oh, yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm currently queued at season 2, episode 7. So, yeah, they have the first season.
Okay.
So that's a good one. What did you have something else in mind then, Gary?
Well, I was just wondering how we're going to do it. I mean, I could recommend something to them.
Basically, I can watch 2 seasons in one. So you got to give me something else.
Holy hell! This is a
Oh,
challenge.
really?
Nice.
This is a challenge. Okay, we're gonna do this.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I'll
know
recommend
how-
something then. Hey, then he can watch more than one.
There we go.
Before My Hero Academia season 3 started, I watched both seasons in one day. So, yeah, let's go.
Damn. Let's go.
But here's the question. Are you going to be able to retain all of that and tell us all about it next week?
Of course.
Fonzie's
Let's go.
a smart
Come
guy.
on.
He's good.
Come on, let's go. Yeah, I act smart, but I just play dumb, just so Shannon don't think I'm smart. Yeah, so let's go. Yeah.
Your secret's out now, buddy.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
she's not
she
listening to
listen?
this.
Or okay.
No, she don't listen to the anime one. She only listens to the
She's
main
going
one.
to
Yeah, so
when I recommend it to her. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you.
Man,
All right.
Gary, he started the conversations today totally repping you, but ever since then you've been just
No, I haven't.
just been burning him. Yeah, you.
I've never said anything to burn him today.
Oh, come on, Gary.
I have not, and he knows it.
You just threatened to out him, not out him. But
And then I said, I'm just kidding.
you're never kidding, Gary.
Oh my god.
You're a super serious guy.
I want to poo on your face.
Okay. This is how
It
serious
looks like Rurouni Kenshin is also on Funimation, so you could watch the entirety of it if you wanted to.
Yeah. What about another? I guess I'm gonna throw another one out there. Have you seen One Punch Man?
I have.
Punch
Loved
him
it.
What time, man?
Awesome. How about Mob Psycho?
Have not seen that.
Ooh,
Dude.
yes.
Yeah.
Strongly recommend. That was one of
we
a
already gave
recommendation
that
to
to
me.
Neil, didn't we?
Well, it was one you threw out for Neil and myself early on.
Yeah.
How many
I would
seasons?
say, it's only
2.
one, and it's 26 episodes.
It's 2 seasons. Remember, they're 13 episodes each.
Well, could be done. All right, just give me one more, so I could be occupied for the whole week.
Jesus.
Are you sure?
I mean,
sure. Come on. Let's go.
Fine,
I
Card
like I
Captor
said, I watched
Sakura.
2 seasons in one day. So.
I
Card
will-
Captor
Mob Psycho.
Sakura.
you hate Fairy Tail, so I can't recommend that.
Card Captor
Well, I've
Sakura.
seen Fairy Tail. Who said Fairy Tail?
You did. You told me.
Wow, Gary, put words in his mouth.
Oh.
No, I said I love Fairy Tail. I was mad at you because you said that Black Clover Fairy Tail is a ripoff. That's what I was mad about.
Well, I
Well,
wasn't wrong.
Gary should get off his high horse because Fairy Tail's basically a ripoff.
Oh my god.
Not that it's bad, but it copies a lot.
Have you seen Ruby yet?
I have not.
Well, that's not a bad one.
That's a pretty good one. It's done by the people at Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
I thought you
How
wanted
many
to
seasons?
sell the product, not.
I'll throw out one right now. Gantz, if you want to.
What's
That
it
one-
called?
Gantz with a Z, Gantz.
If
How many seasons?
It's 26 episodes, one season. But there's also a movie called Gantz Zero on Netflix, which you should watch after you watch the series.
as a warning, if you're going to be watching this in a NSFW place, it is incredibly gory.
And there is nudity and
Lots.
and rape as well.
Okay, so these are my three. So my question to y'all: out of the three, y'all recommend which one y'all think I should watch first, and which one I should watch last?
I'd
Rurouni
say
Kenshin.
one with the rape in the middle.
What in the middle?
Oh my god.
Alfonso, the way I do it is I watch the shortest one first and then go on to the other ones.
You know, if you watch
That's
the
how
one with the
we-
rape in the middle, then you've got like the nice peaceful ones, before and afterwards. to
No,
calm down.
Gantz might mess him up a little bit.
Yeah,
Is
I
this-
watched the movie, and that was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it might mess him up because Gantz doesn't hold back any punches.
No.
And how long
On
is the movie?
anything. The movie's like an hour and 15, hour 20
Yeah.
minutes. But
God.
the movie takes place after the show, so you have to watch the show.
I wish I could recommend the manga because I despise. I'm going to say this right now. I despise the animation in Gantz. It's so choppy, and at times it looks so. Like the pictures are fine, but when it goes to animation, they do a bunch of like camera movement and stuff, and images kind of just bounce around, and it looks just sloppy, and it bothers me.
Sloppy.
Sloppy.
Yeah, and you will have to get used to some of the voice acting.
Yeah.
But I do recommend it. I really did enjoy Gantz.
I'm gonna watch this first. Yeah, as soon as we get off, I'm gonna start watching.
Yeah. I don't. If it's any consolation, I started reading the manga way back when. And from the moment I started it, I ran through like 120 chapters in, I would say, like 2 weeks. I just kept going. It's riveting, and it's dark and depressing, but yeah, it's riveting.
Depressing this for just don't,
And you,
the one
you said
thing
this
I'll
one's on
recommend.
Netflix?
I don't think so.
Gantz is
movie
on
is.
Funimation, and
Oh,
I believe it's on Crunchyroll. Netflix has the movie.
Okay, Netflix. Okay.
Yeah, what I'll say about Gantz, a recommendation to you, don't get attached to anybody.
Why?
Because they're all awesome characters.
So you telling me it's gonna be hard to choose?
No, it's gonna be like a Game of
Are you
Thrones
familiar with
thing.
Game of Thrones? Yeah.
It's gonna be a Game of Thrones thing.
I've never watched Game of Thrones.
You're
It's
missing
fine.
out.
You'll be angry. I'll tell you that. You're definitely gonna show anger when you watch this show.
This is I think we got a really good spread here.
Yeah, that's a lot of different styles there.
Yeah,
And
it's a
none
good
of them
spread.
were mine. Curtis.
We got something older, we got something kind of middle in timeline, and then we got something newer. So that's nice too.
Next time, Alfonso, you get one of mine, and it will be weird and crazy.
Are you?
It's gonna
are you
be
good with
one that
those?
Ben is thinking of watching, but he wants you to watch it first and tell him.
Yes.
Are you?
My mind is gonna be so twisted. I don't think I'll be talking to Shannon no time soon.
Don't
Uh,
watch Gantz in front of her though.
Yeah.
She's never gonna question you after that.
And
No, she's not.
especially don't
She's-
say
she-
Garri recommended it to me.
No, say Chris recommended it to you.
I was going to say that. I was actually going to say that because if I tell her Gary's going to, she was going to put him back on the bad list, and I wasn't going to do that. So yeah. we'll see,
Yeah.
Chris.
Well, with the
Why?
way
Sorry,
it's been,
Chris.
Lying gets you ahead in life.
Have I ever been on the bad list?
No,
Yay!
always been on the good list. Actually, you're number one.
Yay! I like it.
Chili has a way
I
of
got
doing
beat.
that.
I want to.
Him is number two.
nice.
Neil is three. For some reason, I don't know why. Because Neil always bash at me. Gary's always defending me. I told her to switch it, but she has Gary at 4 and Chris is 5. She doesn't
Yeah.
know Klauss yet, so
It's
yeah.
because I'm Russian. Oh.
Well, tell her thank you.
I will.
Yeah.
I'm honored to be number 2 to Ben.
You are sloppy seconds too.
I've been called a lot worse.
Oh my.
Fonzie, are you good with those recommendations? You want more, or you want to stick with that, or?
I think I'm fine with this now because this Gauss one y'all talking about really feel like it's gonna mess me up. So, and I'm so intrigued. That's why I want to watch this one first.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's still a good watch.
Let's just say this: Gantz is one of the only animes that was banned in Japan
Oh, I like this.
when it first
I
came
like
out.
this.
My God.
Yeah, I like this. I like. Yeah.
Because like the premise of it, there's a lot of bad stuff that happens in it, but basically the premise is like an after
That's right, you're
death
gonna
sort of
spoil
like
it.
survival game.
I think we
Well,
should wait.
it's like
I
you,
don't care.
you learn this in like the first half second
Okay.
of the show. So
And this
But-
is the one you said that has 26 episodes, right?
Yeah, 26 episodes and then the movie.
In a movie.
but
The
it's,
movie is a 3D movie. It's a CG 3D animated.
oh
movie.
dear, gross.
No, it's actually really good looking.
I've
It's-
heard that
yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
It's
No.
decently done. I concur to that.
So
it
it's
looks
not.
good.
So it's
It
not
looks like a
Berserk?
CG. No, not that kind of. No, it's full on CG like you would see in like an opening cinematic
Beast
like
Wars.
Tekken or Final
So, like,
Fantasy something.
Beast Wars.
That Final Fantasy movie that was awful. Well, which one?
Okay, just because they were awful does not mean that they looked bad.
No, that's very true.
Spirits
Yeah.
Within looks beautiful. And I always
Yeah,
forget
it just
this.
lacked a plot.
I mean,
Hashtag.
it's still no Dragon Ball movie, though.
True.
That hurt my soul.
Preach, Ben. Preach.
It physically
Wait,
hurt
okay.
me.
Okay. I know how terribly wrong that movie was, but I didn't hate it.
I hate you. I mean, oh no.
I don't
Wow.
know. Like
You're
the
now
whole
the
thing
first
was
person
super,
that Ben hates.
Like the whole thing was super tongue in cheek and totally off, and Pickle looked like a big asshole.
I'll be
But-
honest. I couldn't. I had to wait until Team 4-Star did like a review of it because I could not watch it. I literally got to the point where like Goku was coming downstairs and the guy says, "Oh, do you want food?" And he's like, "No, I'm not hungry." And I like, "Nope," turned it off.
No.
That's not my Goku.
Hashtag not my Goku.
That's the best.
Fantastic. Alrighty, let's do ours.
All right, who wants?
I'm going first. I've got one.
Oh God, I'm scared of what you have for me, Ben.
Probably been a Google search.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have Funimation?
I do not.
Ah,
I have
It's not-
Netflix.
It's probably
I
on
have.
Crunchyroll.
it might be.
I don't have that
either.
either.
Oh,
I have Netflix and Amazon.
I'm sure you'll find a way to find it. Maybe.
Okay.
If not, then I'll send you something else.
Wait,
during
how
the
did
week.
how did you watch Outlaw Star?
It's actually on Adult Swim.
Oh, nice.
Holy shit! What? Adult Swim's still around?
Oh
Yeah.
my god. What do you think Rick and Morty is?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't watch Rick and Morty.
That's straight up Adult Swim only.
I've never watched Rick and Morty.
Anyway, I'm
Ew.
sure you'll
I have
find
no
a way
idea.
to watch this. It's called Air Gear.
Oh no.
How do you spell that, Ben?
Air Gear.
Oh wait, no, Air Gear. Okay, I was
Air
thinking
Gear.
like Beyblade for some reason.
No. Air Gear.
Okay.
The description is a tough guy Iki rules his school, but when he's defeated by a gang of storm riders, the four sisters he lives with welcome him to the world of air tracks, motor-powered inline skates. With his
I've
new
heard good
pow-
things about it.
With his powerful new wings, Iki fights for his friends and pride in the fierce air track battles. What could cost him everything, but each victory brings him closer to becoming the king of the skies.
Oh my god. How do you spell this?
Air Gear.
AIR. Yeah, Air Gear.
AIR.
How do you spell
Oh, Air Gear?
Yeah, Air Gear.
Gear.
As in, yeah. Gear.
Like
and
Metal
airs.
Gear Air. Metal Gear Air. Air Gear.
This looks absolutely dreadful. I'm sorry, Klaus.
So are you talking about this one, Ben?
Let me have a look.
The one about rollerblading.
I'm guessing so, yeah.
Okay, I'll see if I can find it.
If you can't find it, then I'll send you something else during the week.
Okay.
I'm
Let's see.
sorry to cut you by. Can you recommend something besides Riona Kenshin? But I forgot. But just not looking at it, I've seen this already. It's
you've
been
seen-
so long that I didn't remember it. But yeah, I've seen it already.
I have
yeah.
another one.
So, can I
Okay,
get-
you've seen it. Sure.
You mean
Gary. Yeah.
Assassination Classroom.
Assassination.
Assassination Classroom.
That's a little newer one, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Should we give him a more old school one?
Okay. You want to give him an old one?
Because I mean, Rory Kenshin was kind of the old school one for him.
Yeah. Offhand, I can't find it. I can never find it. I don't know where it is, but there's an anime that I watched from the early 2000s.
Before you say anime,
Scried.
that's what she said.
It's called Scried, and I cannot find it anywhere, but it's delightful, and I love it, and I wish I could share it with people, but it's...
I think I've seen it.
Ballet?
Where everyone has alts, or alters, and alter users,
Yeah.
and...
I see that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was ace. Mm.
See, when you
All
say
right.
alts, being an MMO player, I'm like, they have alternate jobs.
Oh, they had alters, not alts. It's just been a
Alternate
long
It's
time.
something
characters?
old. I'd recommend the Heat Guy.
What's that?
Okay, Heat Guy J. Sorry, it's an
What is
older anime, and it's actually pretty good. It's only 26 episodes.
What's it on?
Funimation has it, and Crunchyroll, I believe, has it as well.
Netflix,
Heat
Main
Guy.
Man.
Oh wow, this
It's
is
called
totally...
what?
Heat Guy.
Heat Guy J. Sorry, Heat Guy J.
Oh my god, the first thought I had looking at this picture is Inspector Gadget. Just saying.
I know I was gonna go with Lupin the Third.
That's in there too.
Lupin the Third is fantastic.
This animation reminds me of Escaflowne. This animation style reminds me of SA.
Oh, that's
I'll watch
nice.
this.
You want to watch Heat Guy? Or Lupin
watch
the
that.
Third is a pretty good one too.
Watch that.
Okay, on the
I see
third.
the third.
Wait, you've watched it? You said
Yeah. Watch the third.
you keep breaking up, so I can't hear what you're saying.
Yeah. I seen Lupin the Third.
Okay,
Oh, okay.
then Heat Guy J looks interesting.
Yeah, it does. Where have you been hiding this, Gary? Come on.
I watched this a very long time ago. It was on Toonami, and
Yeah,
now,
the first two seasons were.
and now I remembered it, and I was like, "Damn, I remember Heat Guy."
I've been hoarding it, jerk.
I'm sorry.
You should be sorry, Dan. Super Android J.
Yeah.
Super Android 17. But yeah.
So what was the one you recommended to me now, Ben?
Air
I
Gear.
forgot
Gear.
it already. Air Gear. Okay, I gotta write that down so I don't forget it again. So now I suppose it's my turn to give it to you, huh?
Give it to me.
Make them two.
I'm kind of torn between two different ones, but I think I'm gonna go with my first reaction, and I'm gonna recommend that you see Silver Spoon.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
on
look this up.
Netflix. It's also on Crunchyroll.
Okay, good, because I don't have Netflix, so...
Okay. Yep. So it's on Crunchyroll, and basically it's about this kid who is going into high school, and he really doesn't have any ambitions, and he wants to get away from his current situation. So he decides to go to a boarding high school,
That sounds like me.
and the high school that he chooses is very interesting. I'm not going to say where it's at because that's part of the fun part of the plot line.
Oh, it looks
this-
hilarious.
Is it
It's
Scarborough?
amazing.
It sounds like Scarborough.
It's just outside of Scarborough.
Ruined it.
Oh no, it's in Whitby.
No.
Or is it Filey, the town of incest?
Yeah, there's two seasons of this, but I think you'll really enjoy it. It's funny, it's cute, and it will tug at your things a little bit.
Oh man.
Woo. Woo.
Don't type in silver spoon into Google. You'll get pictures of spoons.
Weird. Weird.
Not safe for kitchen.
I'm shocked, I tell you. I'm shocked. Shocked.
Lies.
All right, Timmy, what you got for me?
Oh, I really want to be a dick, but at the same time, I don't want to.
No, don't hurt me.
Oh, I so badly want to recommend Oran Host Club.
Oh,
No,
do it!
no.
Do it!
Dude, I love Oran. I loved Oran Host Club.
Okay, just so you know, I watched half of that already.
You did. Okay.
Yes.
We'll
You already
recommend
didn't
second
like it.
season.
I already didn't like it. That breaks my heart, Gary, knowing that you didn't like it. Whatever. Okay. I can deal with this loss sometime.
What an amazing show.
Oh, God.
So good.
Just a wonderful show. So charming. In that case, then, I have 2 movies I'd like to recommend for you. And now that we've talked about it, I think you've seen one of them. Have you seen the Escaflowne movie?
I may have. Let me look at the cover for it. Or remember. Is it on that Funimation?
Yeah, I think so. That breaks my heart, too.
Don't go breaking my heart.
That's all Gary's good at right now. Breaking my heart.
I couldn't if I tried.
Oh, for the record, Gary, Chris thinks that you haven't watched any of Oran Host Club.
I have. How does he know? Are you talking to him?
Not right now, no.
Why doesn't he think I have?
I don't know. Either you've been keeping your secret well or something.
I watched it when my friend Corey left it at my house and told me to watch it. There are DVDs. Yes, I have seen Escaflowne.
The movie?
Yes. I think the anime is like the Visions of Escaflowne, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. Damn it. Well, that really cuts me back.
Find something cutesy wootsy for him to watch then.
I'm going to recommend, because this has been kind of a theme for me, Gary, for you. I'm going to recommend in April.
Oh God! Yes.
You're lying, April.
Your lie in April. In April.
Yes. Be prepared to cry.
Why do you want me to cry so much?
Because men can cry.
I cry enough. I don't want to watch another love story.
Well, this is a different situation than The Mirror.
It is so good, though. Oh my God.
What was I going to say? When I was going to recommend 2 movies, one of the movies was this In This Corner of the World.
I have to say it, Tim.
I'm trying to find your movie first.
I'm very angry at you because I was actually going to recommend Gary when it was my turn.
So, wait, hold on. Funimation doesn't have it, and Crunchyroll doesn't have it.
No?
Your Lie in April? It's on Netflix.
Crunchyroll has a TV show.
Yeah, Your Lie in April is on Netflix.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me see.
But yeah, the movie I was going to recommend was, I
Oh,
guess,
there.
something that Klauss was going to
Wait,
recommend.
no, it's a TV show.
Your Lie in April?
It's an anime.
Yeah, it's a TV show. Yeah, an
Okay.
anime show. You said it's a movie.
Well, I had a movie I wanted to recommend, but that was when I had 2 movies. But now I have one, and I'm assuming that you've also seen this one. It's called In This Corner of the World.
No, I'd never heard of it.
Damn. I came across it last night and watched it.
What is it on?
Netflix. Also Netflix.
What is it called again?
In This Corner of the World. So I guess if you want to watch all of that, I mean, I won't stop you, because, yeah.
Oh, I get to pick?
Well, I mean, if you just watch the movie, it's only going to be 2 hours of your time, whereas everyone else is going to have, like, a season's worth of
Oh,
stuff.
wait, I think I have seen this movie.
So I feel like this.
Sure.
I feel like this movie would be right up your alley. But yeah, definitely Your Lie in April is my recommendation for you,
And it's really good.
and it's very musical too.
Okay.
Okay.
This was one that I binged in a night. It was that good. Next thing I knew, it was like 4, and I was like, huh?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it really was that good.
Okay, Gary, what you got for me?
Gungrave.
You know, that's one I've been wanting to watch
Yeah, baby.
for my entire life, I think. Let me see.
It's a little longer. I think it's 26, 27 episodes.
Can't do it then. Never mind.
Okay.
It's not on Netflix, so
It's on Funimation.
you're on Funimation. Do you recommend any version?
Crunchyroll.
Oh, this is older, isn't it?
Not too old. I think it's like 2000.
Let's see.
See if Crunchyroll has it if you don't have Funimation.
It's there. I have Verve, so I can get whatever. 2003 came out.
Yes.
Yep.
Add to watch
Gungrave
list. Okay.
is phenomenal.
Brandon Heat returns from the grave to defeat Melenanon, a mafia organization with hordes of undead and forces. Packing his handguns and a coffin full of heavy weapons, Heat won't stop until Millenion's leader, his former best friend, is destroyed. Millennion.
It's more deeper than what that is. A lot of the anime is set in a flashback of when they were growing up and trying to make a life for themselves, and how and what happened between them, and why he wants his best friend now.
Man, that sounds a lot like Cowboy Bebop.
Except this actually has a story rather than 2 episodes.
And it has millennials.
Story.
Everyone wants to kill millennials.
Millennialing everything.
I'm curious of your opinion on it, because it starts off weird as hell with like monsters and undead, but when it starts doing the flashback stuff, I think you'll really enjoy the character development, I think.
Okay. That kind of hurts a little, thinking that I don't enjoy sci-fi.
No, I'm not saying you don't enjoy sci-fi,
but
I like from the description you read, it didn't sound like something you'd like to watch.
God, the cover image is interesting.
There's also 2 games that came out of Gungrave before the anime even did. They were both on the PS2. Gungrave and Gungrave something. And they're now doing a VR game for it as well, for PSVR.
Oh no, VR. Okay, cool. Thanks, Gary. I wrote that down. Probably gonna start watching it tonight.
Yeah, baby.
Well, I'm assuming Crystal's seen this one because she watched a lot more anime.
You know she's there. Ask her.
She's not here.
Call her right now. So
no,
on the headset.
She's working.
It's okay. Just tell them Ben said call.
My Uncle Ben. He said, "Oh,
with
Uncle
great
Ben."
power comes great responsibility."
And then he died.
Oh, that was what I was going to take the piss out of during the last podcast. I just remembered.
Being Uncle Ben?
I have an uncle that his first name is Boy. So, on the card it just says Uncle Boy.
Uncle Boy?
Boy.
Yes. That's the best name ever.
I am Uncle Boy.
Boy.
Gungrave Overdose was the second game.
Man, some of these monsters look insane.
It's so good.
There's
Am I the only one who's seen Gungrave? None of you guys have seen it?
I don't believe so. No.
Fonzie?
Nope, never seen it.
Yeah, man. 26 episodes. You can probably do that in a couple hours.
He watches it faster than time.
Yeah. Fonzie's got skill.
He's like a speed reader, but a speed watcher. He doesn't need.
He watches it at 3x.
I'm going to finish Gans.
He watches it on multiple screens.
You're going to finish Gans by morning?
Oh my God.
I'm going to sleep.
And then you won't be able to sleep.
Don't tell me what you think of it until next week.
He's going to get admitted after watching it because it's crazy.
That's fine. That was going to happen after being on this podcast anyway, so...
Yeah, we kind of do that to people.
So apparently I can buy the Gungrave VR game, but I don't understand its pricing.
Is it like $1,000?
It says Gungrave VR English, Chinese, Korean version, and it's GD 3560. What the fuck does that mean? I'm literally on the PlayStation Store right now looking at it.
SG, it's like 35 souls? Cost you 35 souls?
I don't know. Is this the Asian PlayStation Store? Where am I?
Yeah, SGD is a Singapore dollar.
Singapore dollar.
Oh my god, how did I get to the Singapore PlayStation Store? This is amazing. Let's see what they have for PS Plus. It's the same stuff. Oh my god, they get 3 games on PlayStation Plus. Euphoria, Rayman Legends, and Trackmania Turbo. Those are their 3 games.
Wow, that's from last month.
That's last month's.
That's not what it says right now.
Garri, in time. Garri, quick, warn us about the anime podcast we're going to make.
Tell us not to do it.
Their store really has nothing. I feel bad.
Anyway, how many people are left? Because we're getting close to 2 hours.
Yeah, that's it.
That's everything.
Okay.
We just talk a lot.
So we'll end the podcast with some shout-outs. Klauss, if you want to shout people out or give details on how they can stalk you.
Sure. As a lot of you may or may not be aware, I am also the host of a Final Fantasy podcast, Phoenix Down Radio, with my friends Luna, Sarah, and some guy named Chili.
He sounds like a twat.
He is a twat.
He's such a filthy whore. I love it.
Yeah, if you're interested in Final Fantasy, you're not wrong. He is quite a whore. If you're interested in all things Final Fantasy, you can check us out at phoenixdownradio.com. We also stream every day live at twitch.tv/phoenixdownradio, which I'm going to be doing after the show here. But and even if when you're listening to this on the podcast, you'll be able to find me somehow. So shout outs to you guys. Thank you again for having me on. It's a pleasure as always, and I look forward to next week.
Alfonso, thank you for being on, but do you want any shout outs?
Shout out to you guys.
Oh boy.
The shout outs break him.
Yes.
We'll just take it as shout outs to you.
And I just want to hurry up and end this podcast so I can get my mouth filthy. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
We didn't do our job well enough. It's
well,
not filthy right now.
We did this podcast, right? I'm going to have to cancel it now. Sorry. Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
It didn't record, so we have to start over.
Yep.
We didn't get enough See, the problem is without Neil, we don't get problematic stickers. So.
Did you see the ProMax sticker I tried to make?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Not bad for doing it at work, huh? Yeah. I've been meaning to redo it, but I keep forgetting.
Tim, you got any shout-outs?
All listeners, Fonzie for joining us. It's been great. It's been too long.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for listening.
And Garri.
To you guys, to the listeners, to Fonzie for standing up with you.
Despite his maledictions.
Which
many
is
shortcomings.
A lie. Shortcomings, yes, but... We'll leave it at that.
Free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Benny Boy?
I'd like to shout to Alfonso for being on. I'd like to shout to Phoenix Down Radio, Klauss, Luna, Sayer, and me at phoenixdownradio.com. I'd like to radio, twitch.tv/motion shout out to She Heals I Tank, twitch.tv/She Heals. I'd like to shout out to Evolved Mail, aka Girlfriend's favourite streamer at twitch.tv/Evolved Mail. You can find me at Chili UK on Twitter. Contact me at ben.shabihill@psu.com or other ways to stalk me. Those are my shout outs.
I realize you have more than 15 seconds on this podcast, too.
I know, but I'm trying to practice my speed talk.
So you can do it on She Heals I Tank again?
Yeah. And I can be even faster. I want to be able to talk. I want that to be in my work, to talk at the speed of sounds. Which makes no sense because sounds at the speed of sounds. But still.
Ben is going to go and sell stuff at an auction house, and somehow people are going to end up with like shit they didn't pay for.
No, he's gonna become the UK micro man.
So, thank you for listening to this week's episode of the Unnamed Anime Podcast. I'm going to go watch Team 4-Star play, listen, talk about Dragon Ball. And still this week. Bye, everyone.